performing duties according to the order of Śrī Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one constantly remembers Him, His names and His qualities. Purport: an expert devotee of the Lord can mold his life in such a way that while performing all kinds of duties, either for this or the next life, he can constantly remember the Lord's name, fame, qualities, etc. The order of the Lord is distinctly there in Bhagavad-gītā. One should work only for the Lord in all spheres of life. In every sphere of life, the Lord should be situated as the proprietor. According to the Vedic rites, even in the worship of some demigods like Indra, Brahma, Saraswati and Ganesh, the system is that in all circumstances, the representation of Vishnu must be there as Yajñeshwar, or the controlling power of such sacrifices. It is recommended that a particular demigod be worshipped for a particular purpose, but still the presence of Vishnu is compulsory in order to make the function proper. Apart from such Vedic duties, even in our ordinary dealings, for example, in our household affairs or in business or profession, we must consider that the result of all activities must be given over to the Supreme Enjoyer, Lord Krishna. In the Bhagavad-gītā, the Lord has declared Himself to be the Supreme Enjoyer of everything, the Supreme Proprietor of every planet, and the Supreme Friend of all beings. No one else but Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa can claim to be the proprietor of everything within this creation. A pure devotee remembers this constantly, and in doing so he repeats the transcendental name, fame and qualities of the Lord, which means that he is constantly in touch with the Lord. The Lord is identical with His name, fame, etc. And therefore to be associated with His name, fame, etc. constantly means actually to associate with the Lord. The major portion of our monetary income, not less than 50%, must be spent to carry out the order of Lord Krishna. Where's the other one? Where's Abdesh? Not only should we give the profit of our earning to this cause, but we must also arrange to preach this cult of devotion to others, because that is also one of the orders of the Lord. The Lord definitely says that no one is more dear to Him than one who is always engaged in the preaching work of the Lord's name and fame all over the world. The scientific discoveries of the material world can also be equally engaged in carrying out His order. He wants the message of Bhagavad-gītā to be preached amongst His devotees. It may not be done so amongst those who have no credit of austerity, charity, education, etc. Therefore, the attempt must go on to convert unwilling men to become His devotees. Lord Chaitanya has taught a very simple method in this connection. He has taught the lesson for preaching the transcendental message through singing, dancing and refreshment. As such, 50% of our income may be spent for this purpose. In this fallen age of quarrel and dissension, if only the leading men and wealthy persons of society agree to spend 50% of their income in the service of the Lord, as it is taught by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is absolute certainty of converting this hell of pandemonium to the transcendental abode of the Lord. No one will disagree to partake in a function where good singing, dancing and refreshment are administered. Everyone will attend such a function, and everyone is sure to feel individually the transcendental presence of the Lord. This alone will help the attendants associate with the Lord and thereby purify themselves in spiritual realization. The only condition for successful executing such spiritual activities is that they must be conducted under the guidance of a pure devotee who is completely free from all mundane desires, fruitive activities, and dry speculations about the nature of the Lord. No one has to discover the nature of the Lord. It is already spoken by the Lord Himself in the Bhagavad-gītā especially, and in all Vedic literatures generally. We have simply to accept them in toto, abide by the orders of the Lord. This will guide us to the path of perfection. One can remain in his own position, no one has to change his position, especially in this age of variegated difficulties. The only condition is that one must give up the habit of dry speculation aimed at becoming one with the Lord. And after giving up such lofty, puffed up vanities, one may very submissively receive the orders of the Lord in the Bhagavad-gītā or Bhagavatam from the lips of a bona fide devotee whose qualification is mentioned above. That will make everything successful without a doubt. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Deshatarine. Jai Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasani Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. kurvāṇā yatra karmāṇi bhagavac-chikṣayāsakṛt gṛṇanti guṇa-nāmāni kṛṣṇasyānusmaranti ca. While performing duties according to the order of Śrī Kṛṣṇa, the personality of Godhead, one constantly remembers Him, His names, and His qualities. He is speaking about remembering Krishna. But what do people remember? Generally, mind is a repository of all our desires. This is mentioned, well, we know that. It's also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita in the purport, chapter 3, that repository means the place for keeping. Repository, this word is also used in libraries for keeping ancient manuscripts. So in our mind is desires and memories accumulated over many, many lives, many lifetimes. But so whatever comes in our mind, it's from one of the past life. Now, this life or a past life. But we are told, no, you have to remember Krishna all the time. Remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So how will we do that? We are not in control of our mind. People commit crimes. They know they'll get punished, they'll suffer, they commit the crime. They cannot control themselves. Because of uncontrolled mind, even people do things, next second they regret. What to speak of after 1 year, regretting. The state of mind actually is difficult to change. It's called svabhava. Svabhava jena kaunteya nibhadnanti dhananjaya. Krishna says, our svabhava binds us to action. So when Arjuna said he didn't want to fight the war, Krishna told him, it is your svabhava to fight. You will fight. Svabhava jena kaunteya nibhadnanti dhananjaya. Karatum na ichchasi mohat. Out of illusion, you are refusing to fight. Karishyasi avashyo pitat. But you will definitely fight. You will go off to the forest, renounce, and just wear a tree bark. Then you will hear the conch of the war and you will come to fight. Because it's your nature. So you should just do your nature. That is in relation to varnashram. So it's not easy to change the svabhava. Even punishment. Someone is a thief, he's punished even with death, threats, still he'll do mistakes. It's very powerful. That's for human beings, animals also. They have a nature. But they're programmed, they cannot change. But we can change. How can we change? What will change our mind? What can change our mind? Huh? No, okay, that's there. Okay. On a normal level, suffering can change the mind. Someone goes to suffering, then he recalculates his whole plan. That wait a minute, I had a plan to enjoy this world. Now what is happening? Suffering. Maybe this is not what I bargained. So what is this world? Why am I here? Why am I suffering? Why did this happen? To me, why did it happen? I didn't do anything. Oh, not in this life. So even punishment, everything cannot. But sometimes suffering changes someone. Due to suffering, and therefore suffering is good in one way. Gives jnana. To be honest, there is no suffering or pleasure in this world. It's all matra sparshas tu kaunteya. Just sense perception. The mind is programmed to make you suffer or enjoy according to certain things. And we are not the body. Actually, the soul has no association with matter, no connection at all. There is no link. They are different things. But only because of Krishna's Devi Esha Guṇamāni, Krishna says, because of his guna, it infects us. It's given, empowered by Krishna to enter and connect the body to the soul and make you suffer in joy. But even that suffer enjoyment is not actual fact. It's not factual. It's not factual in the sense, I am not really suffering. We are suffering, but it's not just like when someone told Prabhupada, I'm sick. Prabhupada said, actually, we can never get sick. No, Prabhupada, I'm sick. It's not possible. I'm sick, Prabhupada, see my medicine. Then they went for the lecture, and then Prabhupada spoke on that topic. Actually, soul has nothing to do with matter. He cannot get sick. That is the body. And, that is realized devotee who is speaking. And once they were driving in India, and Srila Prabhupada had fallen asleep, they came across a very bad accident where someone had hit his head and the skull was open. So they said, don't wake up Prabhupada, he shouldn't see that. It's so bad. But later on they told Prabhupada, we saw an accident, it's very bad, we didn't wake you up. What happened? Oh, that guy is having. It's not the body, he didn't suffer. Something like that. So in that sense, it's only because of the powerful Maya Shakti that I am perceiving pain from this body. Otherwise I have no association with it. Factually speaking. Still the suffering is there in the sense, like in a dream, tigers attacking and eating me, I'm suffering. I am suffering now, but I'm not supposed to, there's nothing, it's not something to be concerned about. And that we realize when we become self-realized. Even leave that, after 1 year even the thing which we thought is so bad is not. We think, I was so disturbed, it wasn't a serious thing. And sometime, after many years, something we saw as suffering was not. I was a child, I was so afraid of this or that. So in this way, Mata Sparshas-tu Kauntaya, it is there, that Arjuna was disturbed. Krishna said that this disturbance you're getting, it's just sense perception. It's not in that actual suffering. So, but anyway, a person in this material sphere, he has a way of thinking, he has his swabhav, he has his whole plan, but suffering can change. So now we go through karma and all these things. He wants prasad. So we go through suffering, we go through different experiences. And in some ways, people say, why is God making me suffer? Why are we suffering? Why is there suffering in this world? God is not good. Actual suffering is disconnection from Krishna and our spiritual nature. This is to bring you back. So that's good. Suffering gives jnana, knowledge. We see people who go through suffering, then come to ISKCON. Or come to some spiritual basis. Another thing that can change the mind, if someone is thoughtful and sattvic, driven by intellect and mental, not by senses, then through intelligence one can understand. It's not so common now, because people now are driven by senses more and more. Now they decide what to do in their life depending how it's fun. Is it fun? Is it good? We'll do that. They have a choice what to eat, or where to live, what to do with their life. They're just looking to have fun. No one is thinking further. But if someone's intellectual, little sattvic and thoughtful, then his mind can be changed. Sattvam sanjayate jnanam. Only in sattva gun can you get knowledge. So now to come on that level, it's practically impossible. It's very difficult. Anyone will tell you, like someone has a political affiliation, he's stuck on that. He'll not change. So another way, one way is suffering, another way is if someone is sattvic, you can persuade him intellectually to change. That don't live like this, don't live, it's like this is animal life, spiritualize your life, make a good aim in your life. And in rare case, we can change, someone's mind can be changed through spiritual contact. With prasadam, hopefully it should not be rare, it should be that teams of devotees are going, distributing books, harinams, prasad. With contact, coming in contact with spiritual energy, Brahma samsparsh, Bhagavad Gita it says, by contact of Brahma, spiritual energy, someone's mind can change. Why? Because our guna changes. As you come in contact with spiritual nature, lower modes disappear. What is that? Tada rajas tamo bhavam cheter anavidham stitvam sattve prasidati. By hearing Bhagavatam constantly, one can remove the lower modes and come to satoguna. So that's a way, then you change your mind. This is how one can change their mind very powerfully, through hearing Shastra. Now, for in material level, you cannot, it's hard. Some child is born in a wrong way, that's it. Cannot do anything. When Prabhupada came to the West, there were huge group, part of the population of young people who were addicted to drugs, smoking, and they changed, and people were shocked. Interviewed, I am hearing interviews. One of them is that people are surprised how these hippies came in contact with you, gave up all these things. Then Prabhupada said, yes, but this is the result of hearing about Krishna, is purifying. Krishna is pavitram paramam, supreme pure. He'll never be contaminated. If you come in contact with him, you'll be purified. So this is a powerful way, coming in contact with a devotee, anything spiritual, this can change the mind. When one becomes a devotee, that he agrees that my mind, I'm going to change it to live a spiritual life. I want to live in a way different from what I did before. Not for my benefit, for Krishna's benefit. So when one comes on that level, then he is ready to change. And he says, okay, I'm going to change my mind, my habits and all that. This is very favorable. In fact, some people are not on that level, but then we are enjoined by Shastra to do that. Anukulyasa sankalpa pratikulyasa varjana. You should accept what is good and give up what's bad. And this is the way of surrender. There are 6 things, there are other things. Mainly, that the first 2 things are, accept what is good. Oh, but I don't like it, I can't do it, it's not my way of, it's not my nature, but we never know. I mean, this is the thing that is going to purify and take us to Krishna. Pratikulya savarjanam. Then we give up things which are we are ordered to give up. We give it up, and then this is the way of surrender, how we can surrender. So to change the mind and to pull it away from its old state, one has to place it in contact with Krishna in different ways. We know different ways. Still, mind is so strong and so deep. It's like a deep ocean. We don't know what's there. We don't know. Some people go diving, they don't come back. What's in the ocean? All kinds of fishes, and the trench, there's holes, current. So in that way, in the mind, we also don't know, because Krishna says apohanam, that forgetfulness is given by him. When we change the body, all the past memories are removed. Because it's removed so nicely that people say, past life. I don't know if I lived a past life. I can't believe it. We don't believe in reincarnation. They forgot everything. But just by using our sense and looking, we can understand that there is rebirth. Sometime in the ocean, we see ocean is calm, or lake. I'll use the analogy of a lake. Lake can be very deep, the water is not moving, it's still. But suddenly, sometime, some bubbles come up. Pop, pop, pop. It means something is going on there. Some fight, or something's decomposing. So similarly, our mind, everything's calm. Sometimes bubbles come, whoop, 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 from the bottom, from the past. something strange. Hey, how did this come in my mind? We don't know what's in our mind. We cannot judge. Therefore, on the path of bhakti, we're just told, don't trust the mind. Mind and senses, they compare to snakes. Don't trust a snake. Snakes have no sense. They just enter, come and bite you. Why? Why did you bite? No sense. Lion will attack when he's hungry. A lion, it's known, animals know this. When he has eaten lunch, they'll play in front of the lion. He won't do anything. He's eaten. We've seen pictures like that. But not a snake. Snake, people have pets. They keep all kinds of pets in the West. Whatever you can imagine. But you hear so many times someone had a pet snake. After 15 years it bit him and he died. 20 years. You can't trust. You can't, he's my friend now. No, it's a snake. You heard the story of the camel and the snake. You heard it? Okay. So this snake came to a river and he's thinking, I have to cross this river. How will I cross the river? I'm a snake. The river's flowing, I'll be thrown. I'm so light. While he's thinking, then a camel came. That little further, camel thinking, how am I going to cross the river? Because when I go and I cross the river, my head is lower than the body like this. My head will come underwater, then I can't see. Am I going to this way, that way? I can't see the bank, I'll come underwater. What to do? He's thinking. Then the snake comes to the camel. I know your problem. You can't cross. I also can't cross. But I got idea. I'll sit on your hump. I'll see and I'll tell you left, right, and we'll cross together. Camel said, no, you're a snake. I'm not going to cooperate with you. No, but I have to cross and you have to cross the river. How? And there's no other way. Camel said, yes, but you're a snake. I can't cooperate with you. I can't trust you. No, but how will you cross? He's just like going on. Finally, camel said, okay. Then snake said, and why should I bite you? Then we'll die. We'll both die. I'll not be able to cross. So camel said, okay. So the snake sat on the camel's hump. They're going halfway through, snake bit the camel. Then the camel said, you idiot, you bit me. Why did you bite me? Now we'll both die. He said, well, I'm a snake. What can I do? My nature is to bite. So we have to understand the mind. So first thing we come into spiritual life, vācavegam, manasa, krodha vegam. We are told, control the mind, control senses. Otherwise nothing will happen. It's difficult. Now how to control? How to put it on Krishna? That's the point, isn't it? So here a way is given in this verse that while performing duties according to the order of Śrī Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one constantly remembers him, his name, Bhasa. We work for Krishna. Everyone engages in service of Krishna. Krishna is his building here. It needs cleaning, cooking for Krishna, cleaning, planning, organization. In Science of Self-Realization, Prabhupada gave a lecture to business people. He told them that just like a business, we studied, what was it? Economics? Civics. We studied businesses need land, labor, capital, organization. 4 things are required in a business. So, Prabhupada said, even Krishna's business, Krishna's organization needs land, labor, capital, organization. So you can help in that regard. Anything we're doing for Krishna is Krishna. That connects us to Krishna. So if we start working for Krishna, what really happens is that the mind, we have to manage our body, manage our senses for washing the pot or for distributing the book, anything. So mind is now managing the hand, the sense, intelligence is planning how to do what we are doing. So when we do that, these senses are touching transcendence. We are in contact with Krishna. It's purifying. It's very powerful. Because anything to do with Krishna is Krishna. He's known as Advaya. Vadanti tattva vidas tattvam yajñānam advayam. Advayam. Dva means dva, two. Dual. Dva. And advayam means not two. There is no separate thing. Krishna is, everything to do with Krishna is Krishna. It's not that Krishna and his work, Krishna and his cooking, his prasad. Whatever we connect to Krishna is Krishna. It's not separate. So we come in contact daily by these different services. And here it says in the purport, in this way, while performing duties according to order of Krishna, one can remember him. It's a powerful method. So Prabhupada set up centers all over the world and told us, so people can just come and, we dedicate this house to Krishna. So then people will come and they will serve and get purified. And this is why he said, many reasons, this is why we set up ISKCON and the society. So now, out of the different ways that one can remember Krishna and serve him, Prabhupada is here, he referred to householders at least 50%. You can give more, 60, 70. Someone in Gaudiya Math, we heard, he gave 100%. Every time he got his salary, Gaudiya Math, he sent it to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He sent everything. Then the temple people will take some of it and go back and give him the remaining. This was going on every month. Then one day his wife came, she gave her jewel, say, look, it's meant for him, he's not interested. You give it to Krishna. Then I don't know if they took it or not. But so, yeah, you can give 100% of your income, but at least 50%. It's mentioned here. And regarding preaching, Krishna said, preach my message. But to who? Prabhupada explains, preach this call to others, but not to, it's given here, where is it? Preaching work amongst devotees. It may not be so done amongst those who have no credit of austerity, those who are not austere. What's the opposite of austerity? Sense gratification. One who is dhridavrata, naam, explain, fit to enjoy this world. It's hard for him to understand anything. So not to one who's not austere, is not charitable, is not educated, cultured. That which it says here, one doesn't do. But otherwise we preach the message, and Prabhupada put a statement in the purport that therefore the attempt must go on to convert unwilling men to become his devotees. Unwilling. People are not willing. Why? Why did we come here? We escaped Krishna, isn't it? Don't be surprised. No one wants to hear, no one is taking books, no one having interest. It's because this is the collection of people who are, it's like entering a prison. I am going to find honest people and good people. In the prison, I'm not seeing honest people. Why? These are the people who turned away, who are sinful. You won't find an honest person here. So here, now we came and we're trying to bring people to Krishna, but understand, it's among people who left Krishna. Anyway, he's saying, Prabhupada says, that convert unwilling men. Now, they are unwilling. Therefore, we are told to preach, isn't it? They're not taking books. They won't take. We have to make them take it. They're not listening, I'm preaching. We're doing programs, devotees aren't coming. They'll not come. That's our business. And that's why Krishna becomes so happy. He understands it's very difficult. It's difficult. Even to associate with people like this, it's difficult for a devotee. So, they are unwilling. Still we are doing it. This is for Krishna's pleasure. And he becomes happy. Then in one quote, Prabhupada, they said that, Prabhupada said, oh, see, you're not going to this place. Oh, Prabhupada, no one is listening, it's difficult. We go out, people are unwilling, Then Prabhupada, that's not your business. You're ordered to preach. Go and preach. Even if you didn't get a result, Krishna is pleased. He's pleased this person went and he did something for me. Or even if we go, we didn't give books or we give less, it's not an issue. The issue is go out and distribute. Tell him to stand up. Stand up. Stand up. The issue is that we have to do our duty, and if we don't get a result, that's not up to us, because Krishna is the supreme controller. He may give so much or not result. Of course, another thing is Prabhupada was interested in result. He'd ask, what did result? I'm preaching here, so what did you do? That's also there. That's there. Not that, okay, I did my duty. No, we have to use our intelligence, our ability to get a result. But we should understand, finally it's up to Krishna. And so we have to learn to be detached. At the same time, work to get a result. And then be detached. Not switch off. It's up to Krishna. Not like that. So then Prabhupada, in that particular instance, Prabhupada said, no, that's not your concern. Go out. You are told to go out, so we go out and we preach and do what we can. I recall once I was going to a country which ISKCON was not established at all. Zero, nothing. So we went to preach, me and another devotee. Then that time my guru told me that you go and preach, ISKCON is not there, it's a different culture, different country. Don't be surprised if you preach whole life and no one becomes a devotee. He said that happened even here in India. When initially the Christians came, they preached for literally centuries, nothing happened. They didn't convert anyone. And then later on it happened. So, you cannot tell. So the effort is what counts. We have to do the effort. Prabhupada wrote a whole section on preaching. And he said that this is most pleasing to Krishna. And he said Mahaprabhu has designed a way for preaching, and this is fitted for Kali Yuga. What is that? Singing, dancing, refreshment. Don't talk. If you talk, they'll argue, they'll fight with you. Still, India is different, and you have Sattvic people, but we didn't enter Kali yet. Just 5,000 years. 427,000 years of Kali Yuga. What will happen? We see almost like it's Krishna's plan, but all people who are intelligent and sharp, they're being unmanifesting gradually. And people who are most violent and this and that, they're taking power, they're in charge, they're dominating. It's going to be more and more difficult. And in that case, what do? Come for some kirtan. Okay, Hare Krishna. Now, kirtan, dancing, refreshment. And Prabhupada says, who will not attend such a function? No one will reject that invitation. So that is literally what Prabhupada did in the beginning. Not much speaking. This is directly told, mentioned by Bhaktivedanta Thakur. When Bhaktivinoda Thakur was preaching, and in the beginning, he got a result. He started to get a result, and he revived Gaudiya Vaishnavism in Bengal. But then the upper sampradayas also got revived, and they started ruining everything. Because at that time Gaudiya Vaishnavas had a bad opinion, had a bad reputation. And he again changed it, but again it got deteriorated. He got very upset. And Bhaktivedanta Thakur said, he was running on the beach in Puri and crying and then rolling in the sand and saying that, oh Mahaprabhu, what shall we do? What shall we do? We cannot spread the message. These people are so fallen. They are ruining everything. So then a voice came to him. Of course, I'm not going to repeat word for word, paraphrasing. Oh, Sajjana Toshani. Sajjana Toshani means one who's satisfied by seeing others. I can't remember the meaning. Anyway, he called him Sajjana Toshani. Later Bhaktivinoda Thakur published some magazines and put that name as the name of the magazine. Oh Sajjana Toshani, people in this world are really fallen, especially in Kali Yuga. They don't have Sukriti to understand what you're saying. You simply do Harinam, chant Harinam, induce people to chant. Gradually that punya, they'll get punya, then we can speak with them, anything. So then he set up his bhajan kuti, and he called it Bhakti Kuti. And he just sat there chanting and chanting and chanting. Later, Bhakti Santasi Thakur took over his mission to preach. So Bhakti Kuti is still there in Puri. And what's there now? ISKCON temple. It's been set up in that place. And the deity form of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He put it there because Haridas Thakur's Samadhi is there opposite. He used to just sit there and meditate and chant. So this is the situation. It's quite difficult. We've taken out Mission Impossible, part 4, 5. Taken up a mission where we're bringing people who escape Krishna to come to Krishna. Literally, some are ready to attack us for that. Literally, they'll attack you. We've taken a difficult role, and so Krishna is very pleased. And some people, they dedicate their life, we'll preach, that's it. We're not thinking about our comfort. This alone is so pleasing to Krishna, very pleasing. And it's path of preaching is guaranteed to be very quick, fast way to please Krishna. Of course, it's difficult. It's difficult. Why? Not only the preaching, but for us, preaching is an austerity. It's austere. You have to deal with people, their ideas. It's difficult. But if we're going to please Krishna, this is what he says. Krishna says to preach, and we are doing that. We also have to check ourselves. No, we are preaching. And what about us? We have to keep in the proper frame, proper consciousness, proper philosophy. So two things are going on. I'm preaching, and I have to develop myself. That has to go on. Sometimes people say, okay, I'll not preach till I become perfect. When did you become perfect? Actually, we don't have adhikar for anything, even for Diksha. Now we are taking Diksha, speaking, giving classes about Krishna. Actually, no one has adhikar in Kali Yuga. It's just that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy things are happening. We just take it up. I read so many things in this regard. How Prabhupada sent some 20-year-olds, give them sannyas, go and preach in Vietnam. I don't know what happened to them. Actually, what happened was, he was in Radha Damodar. He saw two boys. Who are these boys? Oh, they are going to preach in Vietnam, Prabhupada. Call them, I'm going to give them sannyas. Prabhupada, they're only 20 years old. I'm going to give them sannyas. Okay. Srila Prabhupada is all-knowing. He knew some risks he took. He took a lot of risks for preaching. But that was the idea. We had to spread the mission, to spread the movement. So, we'll take risk, but we'll also not take, in English there's a saying, calculated risk. Don't be completely, totally reckless. You will take risk, but you have to preach. And it's most pleasing to Prabhupada. So he says here, this act of preaching is one of the best ways to control the mind. Our mind is on material things. How to bring it now to Krishna? Actually, the verse says, performing duties according to the order of Krishna. It's Krishna's order to preach, isn't it? So Prabhupada links it with that. It says, order of Krishna is to preach. Everyone. A grahastha, he said, give you 50% of your income. For what? For preaching, he says. Then he goes on to talk about preaching. And they get so much mercy. What about one who dedicates his life fully to preaching? But we have to do it intelligently. There are sports people who prepare for Olympics. They prepare whole life like that. Accordingly, they check everything they eat. Eat only 2 chapatis, only 1 spoon dal, salad, 2 almonds. Everything is calculated. Food, sleep, exercise, whatever. So we also have to calculate exactly our life, put things proper, plan it, and do. So Prabhupada links it to preaching. So preaching how? This is the best way to control the mind. Why? You need to plan preaching, isn't it? We have to plan so many. What will I say? What will I do? I have to take the books. He said this yesterday. They said. Even thinking, planning. There's a quote about book distribution. Prabhupada said, Even planning, thinking about how I'll distribute, this is so purifying. You can experiment. You're chanting. Of course, when you're chanting, we should hear only the name of Krishna. And if you get a little distracted, you plan, just think, I'm going to distribute what I'll do, this and that. Immediately, some energy comes. I don't know, I hope you experience that. But then again, we have to hear the name, not plan all that. But then these thoughts, they make the chanting much better. So this is how one of the best ways to advance by preaching. Just dedicate our life to preaching and we'll transform. We'll transform. Like in a war, when supplies are needed and things are needed, it will go to the soldiers first. They're protecting the country. The rest will go to the population. First supply. So Krishna, he gives all things required, spiritually, materially, mentally, whatever, to a devotee who's preaching. Whatever is required, he send it. Then we don't have to worry about that. As Prabhupada said, don't worry about money. Just do something good for Krishna. Still, if you get donation, it's good. Huh? You have to give. It will help. Hare Krishna. Any question? How to preach? Yeah.
You said this is the effort going to do some service. I think this is Krishna. Results also matter.
Yeah.
But you should be detached from the result.
But we should be detached. We'll endeavor, and then what comes, it comes. That's it.
So, but tendency may come to base our efforts on our base the
Endeavor for the fruits.
Yes, just for the fruits, so that
Not look at how we're doing it.
Through our own efforts, we may think like through my efforts things are working. Because if one is burned up so much, just like in karmic society, they hand over, they are so much, and they're thinking by their own effort things are working. If we apply the same efforts which they are doing, naturally the mindset will come. Things are working good. I am managing. There is no one else to do anything here.
Yeah.
So how to avoid this? Because this is not what actually situation is, but
Because of my effort, that may come. So one way it can be avoided, if we are regularly reading, then we see how we are dependent. In every purport, Prabhupada covers the philosophy. He reminds we are reading, we are small, everything depends on Krishna, super soul, this and that. One is reading. Another is associating with other devotees. So if you start saying that, they say, it's not like that, Prabhu, you forgot. Be careful. Association will help us. Reading, these are good things. Yeah, this is the way.
Because practically you also see, if someone is doing some service here, if someone goes there, some impact is there in the temple, in services. So it means like it was their own individual effort. And maybe that question is not good. Because someone is working and thinking, okay, it's my own effort, because that is, that may be, because he is working hard, so he is getting results. When he is not there, he will not get the results. But the mentality may come.
Because if one is more pure and humble, Krishna will give a bigger result.
Even
He gives a big result. So definitely he'll do more, much more and all that. Because he's endeavoring within a proper mindset. That I'm a servant, I'm endeavoring for Krishna, I want to please Krishna, then Krishna gives him all facility, knowledge, empowerment, abilities. What is that? Pangum langayate girim. Mukham karoti vachalam, pangum langayate girim. Through Sri Guru, we get empowerment. Krishna, representative of Krishna, empowers everything needed. Can do it. With the order comes the ability to do it. It's one Prabhupada's purport, he says. We get ability. So you see someone does so nicely, yes, because of him he left, now it's not done. He was humble, he was surrendered, and Krishna worked through him. This one example I know very well, that in Vrindavan there was, in Srila Prabhupada's time, a particular devotee who for many years served the deities. He would cook, offer, buy things, everything. Gradually, as he aged, they changed, replaced. He wasn't able to. He went more into bhajan. And then when few people replaced him, they were late, they could not do it, they were burning the bhog, and then, the temple president, what's going on? You cannot do it. He was doing it alone. We don't know how he was doing it. It's not possible. How can someone do this and that? So they put more people. They ended up putting so many. Sorry? I don't know the name. But there's a picture of him in the old videos. In the old videos they show like Hare Krishna people. Hare Krishna world and all that. They show Hare Krishna people. That's empowerment. Yeah.
This should be an endeavor for the fruits. We should keep in mind while doing something.
We are told to get a certain result. We should try and get that result. But we should do it in a way pleasing to Krishna and Guru. In a devotional mood. One second, yeah. We had to get a result. Distribute books. So distribute them. How? Do it in a way burning out, or no, not like that, in a devotional way, not upsetting people. Distribute the books. Get the result that you asked to get in a devotional way. And could I get it or not? Krishna's will. That's the way.
I think
two extremes, like suppose not able to get the proper result, and like saying that Krishna smells in the will. I couldn't do it. Like any of Krishna's will. Krishna's will it was so that I could. Like it's too extreme. Like, should we endeavor, or like what should be the balance between?
Yeah, balance is, as I said, mentality is, I am given to do a job, I should do it. Do it and put your full effort. That's it. Don't not put your effort, Krishna's will, not like that. You would put your full effort. You know that common example given, I'm stuck in a ditch. Take me out, help me, your mercy. Yeah, my mercy, now I'm lowering the rope, catch it and struggle to come up. Give me your mercy, I gave you my mercy. Please give me your mercy. I gave the rope, now catch it and come up. So the system, everything is given, the seva has been given, the knowledge, everything, then we have to endeavor and do it. And we have to do it and do it with our full mind, body, soul. Karmāṇa, manasa, gira. Body, mind, words, fully endeavor and do it.
this comes in bhagavac, first from Prabhupada. The best part of Vedanta is to work with full and depend upon Krishna at the same time. When Pandavas was mentioned, and I think it's great prayers to King, but I can't remember.
Okay.
The best part of Vedanta is to work with
full endeavor,
effort, but at the same
depend
time,
on Krishna. I don't know, I hope I answered that. Fully, yeah.
Another question
Yeah.
about mind control, which I'm talking about.
Yes.
So practically, as I understood, mind control can be controlled through engaging in service for Krishna and always thinking of him by doing this service.
Yeah, performing duties according to the order of Krishna. Yeah.
So, but the whole point of someone whose mind is not in control is that he, even when he may do the duties which are ordered by Krishna, he may not be thinking of Krishna. He may do that and just...
Then he's not listening to Krishna, because Krishna said, man mana.
Yes. But then he's not even the process itself demands mind control. But the process to get mind control demands mind control itself.
Oh, no, that's just like bhakti. I want to do bhakti. So do bhakti. I don't know, I want to learn to be a devotee and practice devotional service. How will I do it? Do it. But I'll not do it perfectly in the beginning. But by doing it, I'll become perfect. It's the way, yeah. So how to control the mind? You start to endeavor. In this endeavor, it will not be perfect, because your mind fully has to be on Krishna. But while doing it, that's what will happen. Actually, to practice bhakti properly, we have to be in Shuddha Sattva. But when we do it, we are not in Shuddha Sattva, but we become Sattvic gradually. We come to a state. So that's the thing. It's the medicine for the uncontrollable. And in beginning you will have disturbance, but this is the way. And you will know that if you just take 1 month, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, gradually you see. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.